Hi y'all, welcome. It's time for update on the pineapple experiment. But first we're going to get these chickens fed. Good morning, beautiful birds. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning, ducks. Good morning. Can't forget to say good morning to you guys. Good morning. Oh great, look what I found on the way to the pineapple bed. I found a pine cone on my pine cone ginger. That is a beauty. Can't wait. I see another one in there too. So it looks like I have two pine cones developing. So we can go out here and get started on this pineapple. So it's time to go get sweaty. So, oh, look. I want to share with you guys on the way out the watermelon vine and what it's doing. Okay, so the watermelon vine has started dying back. But as you can see, we do still have some watermelon on there. They just aren't quite ripe. And I figured I'd leave them out here. Let me get in a little closer. Because the vine is still green, but the leaves are dying back. So I'm not sure what's going on with this. I don't see any pests or anything like that. This is some new growth off of the main vine there. So it's still going. So we're going to leave it and see what we get. Some nice sized watermelon. And how we tell if the watermelon is ripe is this tendril here will be completely dried up. Right now it's just started drying up, so it'll have to dry up and die all the way back to the stem here before it's ready. So let's get started with the update on these pineapple experiment. It's been just over 2 months since I started the experiment, and it's time to maintenance it. So we're going to get started maintaining it and getting it ready for the winter. So we're going to start working on this, and we're going to start putting out update videos and the steps that we're going to take to overwinter the pineapple here. It's not cold hardy, so we're going to have to take measures to make sure that it doesn't get killed back by the cold weather. So we're going to be doing different things to keep this here in place and be able to keep it in the ground. So we're going to see how this works, and we're going to show you as we know how things go. It could be a success or it could be a flop. So we won't know until the spring of next year how this all plays out. So let's get to maintaining these pineapples. Okay, so I went and grabbed some old pallet wood and cut a straight edge on each end. We do not have one length of scrap wood that will fit the box, so I'm going to have to cut 2 pieces to go on each side of the box. And we're trying to cover in this gap right here with these boards, so we're going to get these cut and cover this gap here from the outside, so that way we keep any cold weather out of the box that we can. We want to try to winterize these pineapple boxes the best we can, so we're going to cut as many boards as necessary out of the scrap wood and get it put on. Then we're going to pre-drill our screw holes. I'm doing it about 3/4 to an inch in. That way it makes my life easier when I go over to screw them on the box. So we're going to do 2 holes in each board and each end. So that way, like I said again, it makes my life a little easier. I am working by myself today, so anything that's easy is a plus. Now we're going to work on the other end. Get that accomplished. Again, it's about 3/4 to an inch in. I may end up having to put an extra screw in. I may have drilled them in the wrong place, but that's okay. We'll get it done. Alright, so let's go ahead and go out and fix the box. Alright, so I'm lining it up, getting the board about halfway over the crack there, so that way I have good coverage on both sides of the crack. Getting both ends covered. So we're going to go around this whole box and make sure that we've got it all done. So I'm going to do the best I can to make sure I cover all the cracks, making sure that the airflow stays out. There was a crack and you can see light through here. We're going to put the joints together as tight as possible, getting this thing as secured the best we can. I am no carpenter by any means. I just know I want to fix things, and I know how I want to fix them, and I just do the best I can with what I know. So please don't think I'm a carpenter by any means. Alright, so I see a gap here in the center, so I'm going to screw the gap closed here. Make sure that the airflow is blocked off. We don't want any air getting in. Okay, so we're going to go on to the rest of the box here. Oh, thank goodness I'm on my last side. It is getting very hot out here. I am just sweating. Told you it was time to get sweaty. Alright guys, let me finish this up and we'll go on to the next step. Looks pretty good. I ended up having to put a screw in the center of the long board, but it looks pretty good and secure now. So we're going to pull back the mulch so we can add some compost and fertilizer. We need to build this area. It was full of clay, so we need to continue to keep building this area here. Pineapples like rich soil, so we're just going to keep adding compost and nutrients. It's been about 2 months again. If I didn't mention it before, I'm mentioning it now. It's been about 2 months since I planted these pineapples, so we need to get some nutrients down in there so they continue to keep doing really well. So again, this is a gallon-sized bucket of compost with a handful of blood meal, a handful of bone meal, a handful of azomite just mixed in, and we're going to spread it around the plants and mulch it back in, and we're going to add some extra mulch here in a second. So we're going to make sure that we've got these all tucked in. I do want to share with you this little pineapple here growing in the center. I actually thought this was dead, so I threw it on the compost pile, went back out, and it was growing green from the center. So I'm thankful to see that, so I just kind of tossed it in here in the center of this bed to see if it would grow. It did not have any roots on it or anything. It just had the new growth in the center. So I kind of tucked it in. We're going to try to put a few nutrients around that as well to make sure that it has a good start. Some compost. So we're going to get this all done. I almost forgot this guy. Better get this guy done. So again, I'm going to try to use the whole bucket, or just in this area. I may come back just before the season ends and compost it in again. We'll see what the compost looks like. Get this little guy right here. Make sure he has a little drink, a little food. Alright, so it's been raining pretty good. So I may not end up watering it in. We shall see what happens. It's been raining pretty good here, so that might not be a necessity. So let's grab this mulch and get this guy mulched in. Got to make sure everybody gets tucked in really nicely. Don't want anybody getting cold. Want to make sure that we keep the nutrients in the ground. This also helps the plants to stay a little cooler. Alright, so here they are, all tucked in. And here's this little guy right here, I'll show you now. He's barely popped out. There he is. Alright guys, this is the end of the update for today's video, and I hope that you'll follow us along. And if you'd like to follow us along, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notifications bell. And until next time guys, happy homesteading.